Hey, welcome to Track by Track Reviews. I'm Rory Sullivan, and today I'm in to talk about the new Of Montreal album, False Priest. Came out about a week and a half ago. Of Montreal's been going strong since 1997, and this is their 10th album, so it really is crazy to think just how quick their catalog's built up. I mean, 10 albums in 13 years, that's kind of insane. I did not catch their last album, but I've heard Some Landic Twins, Hissing Fauna, Cherry Peel, but it's interesting to go back to that first album, Cherry Peel, and just listen to how simple it is. I mean, it's just like indie pop. It's really simple, sounds kind of Beatlesy, and now to listen to that album and then get to this album, I don't want to say it doesn't sound like the same band, but it's very different. For this album, they've sort of gone for this like almost late 70s like disco feel. It's gonna piss a lot of people off, I think. Kevin Barnes goes for this really different vocal style, very high-pitched, and it's almost comical and kind of hard to take him seriously, but we'll get into what I thought of it a little later. Anyway, we're first introduced to the odd vocal style right away in the first track, Feel Ya Strutter. The first song, Feel Ya Strutter, I will just say it does have that sort of disco dancey style, and it's a fun song, and even if I don't really like the way that he's singing, I think Kevin Barnes knows how it sounds, and he's having fun, and I think that's always good when the artists sound like they're having fun. At the same time, though, it is a little obnoxious, I have to say, when he gets really high with that, yeah! It's just like, what the fuck are you doing? But that being said, the bass guitar sounds great. I mean, Of Montreal's always had that really distinct bass sound. I'm not sure exactly how they get it to sound that way, but it's instantly recognizable. And they've also brought real drums back. And while this is a good song, not a great song, I will say that it's very representative of the rest of the album.
I got so lucky with you. Yes, I feel you stutter. I got so lucky with you. So freaked out and depressed. But now I see how I was so blessed with you, girlfriend. I know there ain't no one person that everybody else in the world hates on, wants to die. Sometimes I do think it's me, like I'm in a fight simulator and I'm crushing.
On the next song are Riotous Defects, featuring Janelle Monáe. Brings in Janelle Monáe. A lot of people are probably going to say, oh, she's hot right now, so obviously he's just going to bring her in just to get some attention. But while that's probably part of it, I think it actually makes a lot of sense, her with this style of music. She's no stranger to the layers of electronic sounds and sort of just like these electronic landscapes. I think it makes a lot of sense. This song is lyrically, like I said earlier, very sexual, and it's not that great of a song if you ask me. The chorus is obnoxious, and it's not really intelligent like so many of Montreal songs can be. It's pretty dumb. And while that high-pitched singing was kind of fun and lighthearted in the first song, it's just overdone in this one, and it's really obnoxious. It honestly, what I can compare it to is like Flight of the Conchords. Like, it literally sounds like a joke. I love Flight of the Conchords, but it doesn't belong here. There is kind of an interesting part, which is probably my favorite part of the song, where Kevin Barnes is just talking. He's just sort of telling a story about this girl that he's obsessed with. Here's what it says. I wanted to talk to you so badly, but I didn't know how to come on because you got that kind of beauty that makes people nervous. I know it's fucked, but before we got together, I even hooked up with one of your cousins just to feel somehow closer to you. Because I knew, like, you guys were best friends and you talked every day, and it was thrilling to touch something that had touched you. I like this part of the song. It's really kind of quirky and highlights some of the eccentricities of this band. And it's also funny and it's engaging because you have to listen to him because he's literally talking to you and just kind of telling a story. The next song, Coquette Coquette, is a safe bet for best song on the album, and at the same time I'm kind of pissed off at it because it was released as a free download before any of the rest of the album was heard, and it is just misrepresentative as hell. Other than the kind of just like rock guitar riff that's in there, it sounds very much like old Of Montreal. and it's just misleading. It made me expect that the rest of the album was going to sound like this, which has a lot of real instrumentation, as opposed to the rest of the album, which isn't like this song at all. The high-pitched singing style is even gone. So it almost feels like they were trying to trick you with this song. It's just a great song, but it's like in Looney Tunes when Bugs Bunny like paints the landscape on the wall and then, you know, Elmer Fudd like fucking runs into the wall.
Coquette, coquette, you know I won't forget how you made me cry to prove I was dutiful. Oh my coquette, my teenage lust for you is so beautiful.
The next song on the album, Godly Intersex, is about the point where you're like, okay, it was funny at first, but please stop now. So once again, the annoying vocals are back, but really, I kind of like the song. It's very catchy, kind of a guilty pleasure. Like if someone walked in on me listening to this, they would probably give me shit, and I would probably feel embarrassed, but who cares? It's catchy. I really like the part where he sings, I was running home from school with the hope of trying to keep my parents together. It's a great little melody right there. And at this point you've got to decide if this is working for you, because if it's not, just stop. There's more of it coming, and just go back to the old of Montreal, because if you don't like this so far, you're done. The next song, Enemy Jean, is the second song featuring Janelle Monáe, and it's much better than the first one. At certain points I just feel like I can't even tell like when Janelle Monáe comes in. They fit really well together on this song, and she just blends in with everything. We're gonna hear a little bit of it. The drums at the beginning just suck you in. The chorus is catchy as hell, and this is one of the best songs on the album, I think.
Ooh, love, race on machine. Everything's half a dream, how can it be? Everything's born in shame, it's not just me. Particle wave duality. How can we ever evolve when our gods are so primitive? They destroy the film.
The next song, Hydra Fancies, if you take away Kevin Barnes' vocals on this song, it sounds like it would be on a soundtrack for like an old Sonic Sega video game. And it sounds incredibly 80s, but you know what? I like this song. I think the melodies are good. He's got some interesting effects on his vocals. It's just a good song. The next song, Like a Tourist, is one of my least favorites on the album. The chorus is okay, I guess, but nothing instrumentally really grabs me, sucks me in, except there's kind of a little like guitar part that I think is pretty good, and that's really about the extent of it. Listen to some of the lyrics on here. It's just so fucking stupid. Unicorns eating baby meat. There's a dragon rape if you want one. Smoke hood million. Female erection. You fetishize the archetype. That's one verse. It sounds like it was just random shit that I was picking out from the song. No, that's all connected. That's one verse. And this line just says to me, let's be as weird as possible, just for the sake of being as weird as possible. It's like when you see like an overly offensive Family Guy joke and you're like, they're only doing this because Seth MacFarlane's up there somewhere. I'm Seth MacFarlane, we're Family Guy, we can do whatever we want, so we're just gonna push the envelope for no reason. The next song, Sex Karma, features Solange Knowles, and get ready for some more shitty lyrics, because I'm about to read them off for you. Let me, before I get into that, say that it is a super catchy song, but I'm gonna follow that by saying that it probably has the lowest IQ on the album. It is just so dumb. Okay. I know that you want to scream, run and touch my everything, because I look like a playground to you, playa. Close your eyes and count to 3. I'll kiss you where I shouldn't be, because you look like a playground to me, playa. You are my only luxury item. Anyone try to steal you, I'll fight 'em. Let's go play some hide and seek. I know you are a little freak. You look like a playground to me, playa. Jesus Christ. As a person who just loves good lyrics, this is like It's like Hiroshima, just like, little boy, fuck you. It's just so bad. I can't help but think of B-Rad from Malibu's Most Wanted. It's like he doesn't care at all. And I think Kevin Barnes was probably like going for a cheap laugh or something with the overly sexual lyrics and the addition of the word playa. But even Kevin Barnes can't go there. It's just so corny. The next song, Girl Named Hello, is also pretty bad, marking like a 3-song streak of just bad songs. The line, if I treated someone else the way I treat myself, I'd be in jail, merits a laugh, and that's about the only moment of the song that I like. The vocals are once again just laughable, and the lyrics are pretty horrible. He refers to a girl as boo-boo, and the addition of the line, I'm just kidding yo, at the end of the chorus just hurts me inside as an Of Montreal fan. Finally, we get to the song Famine Affair, and it's a pretty good song. I can also actually hear a little early Of Montreal in it. The bass line and the chorus are just pure pop. And there's also a nice little rock guitar riff thrown in there that isn't necessarily that much like Of Montreal's early stuff, but I like it. I think it sounds good. There's a lot of lyrics on this song, and the verses go for a pretty long time, so when you finally reach the chorus, it's just like worth the wait, and it sounds that much better. The next song, Casualty of You, is just a huge change of pace for this album. It's actually like a slow, piano-driven song, and it's actually really pretty, reminiscent of those beautiful early songs, like Dreamy Day of Daydreaming of You and stuff like that. I was also uneasy, like, listening to this song for the first time, because I was just expecting for, like, a disco dance beat to come out of nowhere and just, like, fucking burst my bubble. This song doesn't fit at all, but honestly I don't care, because it's just such a sigh of relief on this album. The next song, Around the Way, is a pretty interesting song. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I don't think I like it that much, but it does sound pretty different to some of the stuff on this album, because there's strings, but there's also a lot of electronic stuff that makes up most of the song. It's really kind of an oddball of a song, and there's even like a verse sung in a different language by some chick, I don't know who it is. It's just weird, and overall, like I said, I don't really know how I feel about it. The last song on the album, You Do Mutilate, tips us off when Kevin Barnes' voice comes in about the first 2 seconds, that he's gonna end this album just the way he started it. The only difference is this song's almost 7 minutes long. And this song sort of switches back and forth. At about 3 minutes it goes into this like, almost like sample-driven, like semi-hip-hop part, and then it switches back to the stuff at the beginning with, you know, just guitar and all that kind of stuff, the Of Montreal stuff. And then it switches back to this weird like hip-hop experiment thing that Kevin Barnes is trying. I really didn't enjoy the hip-hoppy kind of thing that he was trying to do, and I like hip-hop, but it just doesn't work with Of Montreal, at least in this song. Really, this is just a horrible way to end the album, with just like, you're going to decide to experiment with hip-hop on the last song of your album. Like, what? I hope it's not a peek into future Of Montreal albums, and it really just leaves a sour taste in your mouth. It's one of the worst closers of the year, I think. So that's the album overall. You can kind of tell what this rating's gonna be like by listening to the stuff I've said. I mean, at best, the good songs are catchy. Not too much of it really sticks, and it's not that some of it is just like, meh. It's like some of it's just bad, like lyrically horrible. He goes for this like I said, like this, like he throws in like slang hip-hop things into the lyrics that just don't fit at all. I will say the experiment works with certain songs like Enemy Gene, like Godly Intersex, and like I Feel Ya Strutter. I like those songs. So the experiment wasn't a total failure, but most of the time it just falls flat on its face. I'm going to give this album a 6. Like I said, not horrible, but I'm not going to come back to this sucker, I'm going to be honest. I'll probably take away Enemy Gene, Coquette Coquette, and Casualty of You. I think those are the best songs, and mostly because they sound like the older Of Montreal. I hate to be a whiny bitch and be like, what? Why can't it be like their older stuff? Because I know bands are going to move on and try new sounds and everything, but I'm just saying it didn't work on this album. And if you liked it, tell me why. If you agree with me, we can high-five about it. Till next time, I'm Rory Sullivan with Track by Track Reviews. See you next week.